Well, trail number 2, slightly different trail than what I was anticipating doing. I found out what all the helicopters and that were doing. There's a missing hiker, solo hiker up in here somewhere. So we're not quite sure where he went. So this is the only trouble. So you've got to tell people where you're going and when you're expected to be back, and have a site plan and have a way of marking trail so that people know you've been there. But, I was speaking to the guys just now. They're not 100% certain exactly where he went. But, I mean, you only have to look around here, up through there. That's Bryant Lake and all that up through the back of there. That's popular area. But this is a big area. So I was planning on going down to the new waterfall. However, all the parking lots and everything down there are full. So I'm going to do the north end of Powderface Trail and head all the way back across to that area where the guy was seen, just in case he wandered off. So this is a very nice trail. Hadn't anticipated coming this way, I must admit, but if I do the north end of this one, it's very easy. People get down in these valleys like that mountain there. I'll show you how easy this is. That's why I'm coming down this way. That mountain directly in front of me, that's Prairie Mountain. Ben's Hill is the other side of that mountain. That's where I was just now. But apparently that guy went hiking up in here somewhere. Not quite sure where, but nobody seems to be quite sure where. But I'm going to head back down there and have a look. Yeah. Since I can't get to where I was going to go, I'll go this way. Well, I just bumped into some more people. They'd been notified to keep an eye out for this guy as well. So, more eyes you got looking for somebody, more chance you got of finding them. But it's really easy to come down Prairie Mountain. Let's get off this rock. It's a good viewpoint, but not a good place to stand and what have you. Yeah, if you come down off Prairie Mountain, which is that one right in the centre of the shot there, it's very easy to come down the wrong side of that mountain. You get into the valley, people get turned around and they turn right instead of left. Yeah. Always have a compass. If you're not sure, use your compass. Compass doesn't need batteries, doesn't need GPS, doesn't need any of that stuff. Down in here is not a good place to get lost, I can tell you now. That's all beaver ponds in there. Only time you can cross that area is pretty much in winter. Yeah. Right. Oh well. They hadn't seen hide nor hair of anybody. Just going to head down. There's one valley down here that goes up behind the mountain on my right that you could possibly end up in the wrong area, but make some noise. Trouble is when you're looking for somebody, they could literally be 20 feet sitting down a bank somewhere. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine! So if you shout every now and again, if there's somebody down in that, hopefully they're here. Because you could walk right past somebody, you wouldn't hear them, they ain't going to hear you. It's the only trouble with looking for somebody on bikes. Yeah. Right. Okay, let me put this away for a bit. I've got a little ways to go. I've got to get into that next valley over there. Well, if this doesn't make for a pleasant walk, I don't know what does. Fireweed's amazing stuff. I like fireweed. Amazing flowers. Bugs like it too. Stuff grows just about everywhere. Nice, isn't it? Oh, get off the rocks. Very nice trail down through here. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine! Right, I'm going to head down to the bottom, down to the creek here. There's a crossing point at the creek. So I'm going to Beautiful day for a walk in the forest, I must admit. Be a better day if they find this guy that's missing. I thought there was something odd this morning when I heard that helicopter. Yeah, there's Prairie through the middle of those trees over there. Yeah. And like I say, it's really easy to end up coming up this valley if you're heading down the other one. Because I've seen no end of people do that. I've come across people down here and they think they're heading back towards Elbow Falls. They're actually heading out towards Powderface Trail, which once you get on the Powderface Trail is an incredibly long walk all the way back. The problem with going up Prairie Mountain is once you get to the top, people try to find a different way down there. There's two ways you can come down the back of Prairie. You can come down the way you went up, or you can go off the top and kind of peel around to the left, and that'll bring you down into this next valley in front of me, and then you turn left in that valley and head back towards the road. However, on the top of there is also another very well trodden trail that looks like you can come down that way, but you can't, because it takes you over the rock towards Moose Mountain, and it just takes you down that it's like a open scree kind of rocky area, and then there's a cliff, so you can't go that way. That's somewhere that, this is what I always say to people, make sure you got a compass and a headlamp, because if you're out and about at night and you were coming down a trail like that, it's such a well worn trail, it'd be really easy just to end up over by that cliff there, and that's not a good place to be in the dark. Yeah. Right, well, I'm going to continue on down here. There was a large clearing down here where I'm going to stop and have something to eat, and then I shall head back this way. Well, I've arrived out at the meadow. This is pretty much as far as I'm going. If I go too much further down that way, I'll end up back at Elbow Falls. And then I've got to walk either back this way, or I've got a very long walk around the road. Really don't want to do the road walk. No thanks. I just bumped into a couple of people that have come through this way, and they didn't see nobody down in here. Only seen one mountain biker. That's Prairie Mountain right in front. There is a way that comes down the back of that mountain, down through the forest, near that kind of gully bit that you can see. Comes down in the bottom and then heads back down that valley over there, all the way back to the road. There are a couple of trails that go up around these mountains on this side, but if anybody went up in there didn't know where they're going, they're going to be up in there a while. Yeah. Well, I'm going to find me a nice place to sit down along here somewhere. If I remember rightly, over by that pine tree there's a dip, so I'm going to head across there and then sit down and have something to eat. Well, that's as far as I'm going, otherwise I'm going to end up all the way back at Elbow Falls, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to head back this way, find a shady spot, and sit down and have something to eat. Oh, this bit across here is a bit wet. That's why they've got these little rock box walkways, I guess you'd call those. I don't know. They work. Let the water flow between them. Keep your feet dry. It's always good. Dry feet's good. Yeah. Alright. So I think I will head back across. I found a campfire site there. Actually, there's a nice rock there. How about that? Why is that rock not in the shade? Look at that for a chair. Look at that. Just doesn't get any better than that for a chair. But it's not in the shade. And it's also got ants at the bottom of it, so that's not good. Yeah. That mountain right in front of me there, that is the north end of Nahahi Ridge. Oh, there we go. Right, so if I get across this sunny bit in the forest just the other side of there, there's a nice little place I can have a sit down and have something to eat. Right, let me get over there and I'll do some more when I get there. Well, I stopped for a rest in the trees because I can tell you, it's pretty warm out there. I don't know what temperature is today, mid-20s I guess. It's hot out there in the sun, so I've come over into the trees. And I've sit down, got my gear off. Yay! And yes, it's a cup of tea time. Hang on. Hang on. We have to do the... Yeah, there we go. Now it's officially tea time. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I can't hear the helicopter and that anymore, so that's a good sign in some respects. That hopefully they found the guy. Generally speaking, people are found the next day. As long as you let somebody know where you're going, they know you're overdue. Generally speaking, if they know what area you went to, somebody can find you within a day. So when it gets to 3 days and nobody's found anything of anybody, it's the 3-day point is the bad point. That's not usually good outcomes, 3 days. Yeah. Oh, and I've still got half a flask of tea. Gonna have to do something about that before I get back. Yeah. So I will have this rest, top up all my fluids, just had something to eat, have my last chocolate bar. Yay! It was almost melted in my pack. That's a good thing with those little Eat More bars. They can be really hot and gooey in the back of your backpack, but you can still eat them, and they still taste just as good as they do in -30 and +30. So yeah, I will take that. This is a nice spot to rest, eh? There's a chair on that tree over there. That's this big lump on the tree. You can actually sit on there, but somebody's had a campfire over there. But I did check it, it's stone cold. Nobody's been there and had a campfire in there for a very long time. Oh dear. Yes, that's good. Refresh the tea. Perfect. That's not a good spot to actually sit and rest. I was going to head down. There's a place called what I call the New Waterfall. In the floods of 2013, the river at one point down there on the Elbow River straightened itself out and created a very nice waterfall. However, what they did down in there, because the parking used to be absolutely horrendous, there was just thousands of cars everywhere, so they redid all the parking lot and added extra parking spaces, and the parking lots around they're all full, so they have people on the road with barricades not letting anybody go down in there and park. So where's everybody parking? On the road outside where the barricade is. So it's actually creating more of a problem by having people park there than if they were down in the site itself. There's plenty of places to park down there. You can get a whole schwack of cars down in there. Best idea, of course, is to car share. You know, if you get 4 people in one car, it's better than having 4 cars with one person there. So that's always a good thing. So if you're coming out day hiking with a group here, bring 1 vehicle. Saves gas too. Yeah, 1 vehicle, 1 easy parking, job done. I think most people probably do that. You don't need to bring 6 vehicles and 6 cars, you know. I do see quite a lot of people. There's certain areas that I know that there's places out in the Trans-Canada today that if you went there, you're middle of nowhere, you'll suddenly find a whole bunch of cars parked there. So what people will do is they'll meet up there. There's a junction there of 2 major roads. So they'll meet up all there and then just head off in 1 car, which makes perfect sense. You know, car sharing is the way to go. It really is. Yeah. But, well, I can honestly say this is an absolutely amazing spot to stop and have something to eat. I've just walked all the way down to the forest that side, which is the bottom end of Prairie Mountain, the back route if you want, and no sign of anything or anybody down that way. But I haven't heard a helicopter for a while, so that could be a good thing. I was going to take that as a good sign, yeah, because they don't normally stop searching unless they find somebody, so they just continue to search, and they switch it to horseback and what have you. So horses can travel up through here a lot farther and a lot faster than we can. Unfortunately, we only have 2-wheel drive. Horses have 4-wheel drive. They can cover a lot more ground way quicker than I can. Right, I'm going to have another couple of glugs of water and I'm going to head out of here, because I don't know if you can hear the bugs, but they're beginning to bug me. Yeah, it's because I've stopped. If you keep moving, they don't bother you. It's only when you stop they bother you. Right, I'm going to head on out, and I'm heading back that way. This is what I call a nice forest walk. Just bumped into some more people. The bugs, get off. Looking for the link that goes across to the other trail on the way back. They'd gone right past it. They thought the link was up this way. If you keep going this way, this will just take you out on the powderface trail. But he'd missed it by about 1 kilometre. So it just shows you. I mean, the guy had a one of these app things on his phone, like trail maps or whatever, with a GPS on it, and he still missed his turn off by about 1 kilometre. So good job he bumped into me, because he had a very long walk all the way up to the end of this one. Yeah. That's an easy one to miss, actually. That could be what happened to a missing hiker, don't know. But I don't hear any more helicopters, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. Ugh. Even on the way back, it's still up. It was up on the way here. How can it be up on the way back as well? The laws of physics aren't working. Yeah. There we go. That's better. Everything's always up. Doesn't matter where I go, it's up. Ugh. It keeps the blood circulating. Keeps you young-ish. Or wore out, I'm not sure which is more accurate. Yeah. The sound of the water down there is so refreshing. Unfortunately, that's all beaver dams and what have you up through there, so I wouldn't be drinking that water without filtering it. Right, I'm going to continue on this way, do some more on the way back. Stunning views along here. It's a very nice trail. Other than all the up. This is stuff you've got to watch. This is all very loose material. Not much holding it together other than tree roots. Yeah, they're nice out through there though. Eh? Lovely. Got a nice breeze now. I don't know if that's picking up on the camera, but that is a nice breeze. Just in this sunshine. Right. Oh, I'll do a fair bit of up here. Up is bad enough, but on loose material, that's a pain. It's one step forward, 3 steps back. Right, I'm going to stop, have a drink of water, and then do some more later. Always nice to stop and listen to the water for a while. That's a good sound, eh? Yeah, that's a great sound. Something nice about trails that follow water. You can get down on the rocks there, you can actually cross it. I've been over the other side of there, did some exploring, but it just takes you into a maze of little creeks and beaver dams and stuff. Like I say, way easier in the winter, but this time of the year, nah, leave it to the fish and the beavers. Nice sound though, right? Oh, I like that breeze. I'll take some more of that. Oh, that sun is coming around a bit strong now. Oh, butterflies now. Lovely, isn't they? Look. Yeah, absolutely amazing. All the wildflowers and that around. I guess with their crazy growing seasons and what have you, the plants have to make the most of it. But if that is not a nice view on the trail, I don't know what is. Yeah. Oh, that breeze is so nice. It's a shame you can't feel that breeze. Yeah. So that's the north end of Nahayu Ridge. I don't know whether you can actually come down that end. I think if you was a mountaineering kind of person, you probably could, but not for me, I couldn't. That's beyond my capabilities and comfort zone. Right, I'm going to continue on that way. Just going to do a little bit here on beavers. All down through this valley. You can see it's all nice and green and fertile and absolutely amazing. Right, it's because this is full of beavers, and beavers build lots and lots of little dams, collect all the water, and they keep the water in the mountains. In the floods of 2013, this was pretty much stripped clean down through here. There was a lot of rock and garbage and what have you. It's just basically a rocky creek. But because the beavers are back in here, they built the dams, the water fills up, all the grasses and plants grow. The other side, there's a road up through that way. The other side of that road, there are no beavers up in that side. It's too rocky. And the greenery just hasn't returned. But in these valleys like this is where the beavers store the water. Absolutely vital species. I see people going around destroying beaver dams and stuff. That's just a bunch of basically a bunch of kids that never really grew up, that like watching water flow out of puddles. They just have this notion, hey, there's a beaver dam, let's go blow it up. No, don't think so, because they are absolutely vital to the watershed and the forests in general. All that water down in there, it's all stored down in that area down there. There's a big creek the other side of these trees, but all of this down in here, this is all beaver ponds. They go all the way up through this valley, go kilometers that way and kilometers off to my left that way. Absolutely vital to the environment of beavers. Amazing animals, yeah. So that's why they make so much of a difference. It's cool, isn't it? Well, I'm just about back at where I started. As you can still see, lush and green up through here. Thanks to the beavers. Really nice job. Stores the water nicely. Yeah, make all these little dams. A lot of places around the world, India, Pakistan and whatever, they're all going back to this water permaculture thing. Areas that were desert have now turned back into good productive land. And all because you store water in it, you don't let the water run off. It's like this creek meanders backwards and forwards across this entire valley. Yeah, right. That is my way out. I gotta head over that way. That's the High Ridge, Bryant Mountain. There's a place up the other side in that valley over there, Bryant Lake. That's become a very popular place, but that's, once you're out of this forest, it's pretty much rock hopping all the way up there. Yeah. This is a very popular backcountry road, if you like. This is Powderface Trail. Let me tell you, interesting road to drive. Yes. I'm going to head down this way. I went all the way up to the clearing, bumped into a few people up there, but that was it. One guy on a bike, and I think I will use that as my closeout picture. Sun has come round, it's got really hot now. It's time for me to get out of Dodge. It's too warm. Right, time to go.